This is Andrew Sheaff with Swimming World Magazine. I'm going to show you two simple strategies that you can use to improve your swimmer skills today. We're going to be using a paddle. And as you can see, there's no strap on the paddle, so we're not just going to be wearing paddles when they swim. First thing we're going to do is have them swim with the paddle on their head. And in order to do that successfully, to prevent the paddle from coming off, they're going to have to keep their head still. And then when they breathe, they're going to have to breathe low, and they're going to have to breathe fast in order to keep the paddle on. So if your swimmers are struggling with their breathing, this can be a really effective strategy to improve their breath quickly and easily. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to have swimmers hold their paddles upside down like so. And so when they do that, it obviously prevents the wrist from bending or breaking. Now, if they want to move water backwards, they're going to have to orient the whole arm backwards instead of just the hand. Now, if we look from the side here, the whole arm is oriented backwards, and so swimmers are going to be able to use a much bigger surface area to move water backwards. And whenever they want to move the hand backwards, they have to use the forearm to move water backwards too, because the hand and the forearm are moving together. So I like using these two strategies for two simple reasons. The first is they provide a lot of really clear feedback to swimmers. And so that's really valuable because when you're dealing with a huge group, you want the drill itself to provide as much feedback as possible so that you don't have to necessarily provide the feedback to the swimmers, because when you're dealing with a large group, it's really difficult to interact with every swimmer as often as you'd like. And so in the paddle cap freestyle, every time the paddle comes off, that's a pretty big clue that they need to adjust how they're moving their head or how they're breathing. And then with the upside down paddle, if they're not orienting the whole arm backwards, they're simply not going to go anywhere. So these two strategies can be really great for providing swimmers with more feedback to supplement the feedback that you give. And when you do provide that feedback, it's going to be a lot more effective because you can help them figure out how to keep the paddle in place or how to better orient the arm to move water backwards. The second reason I love these drills is because you can train them. You can push the speed, you can push the intensity, you can push the effort. One of the biggest challenges coaches face is getting skills to show up in competition. And so if you can perform these drills at higher speeds and higher effort levels, it's much more likely that swimmers are going to learn skills in a context that's really similar to racing, and that means they're more likely to show up in racing. So two simple strategies that you can use with the paddle to help swimmers improve their skills, to provide them a lot of feedback to supplement the feedback that you're already giving them, and you can perform these drills in challenging situations, which makes it a lot more likely that those skills are going to show up in races. So give them a shot and keep it simple.